I touch people
Words
with
echo,
words.
echo.
Welcome to Poetically Thinking. I'm your host, Kim B. Miller. Words can touch you, cut you, heal you, complete you, and
Words
destroy
echo,
you.
echo.
Let's talk. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my inaugural broadcast of Poetically Thinking. I am your host, Kim B. Miller. Yes, this is live, so there may be some ups and downs, some bumps along the way, but we're going to keep going. And thank you all for tuning in. For those of you who know nothing about me, you can find more information at my website, which is kimbmiller.com. And a little bit of background, I am a spoken word poet, facilitator, motivational speaker, and a teaching artist. I am Prince William County Poet Laureate Emerita. I'm the first African American Poet Laureate for Prince William County, Manassas, and Manassas Park, Virginia. I am the 2022 DMV Renaissance Haikuist of the Year. I am the 2021 DMV Renaissance Haikuist of the Year. I am the 2021 DMV Business Award winner in the category of Arts and Entertainment. And I'm an author of several books. So why Poetically Thinking? How long is this podcast? How long is it going to be? And why YouTube as opposed to all the different things? I wanted to do a visual one. That's the answer to that. And how long? Well, since you know I love haiku, and haiku are 17 syllables, I plan on doing this podcast for 17 minutes. I know some of you are like, what? Isn't that kind of short? Well, I think you can punch a lot in a little bit of time, as you can tell by my haiku. And for those of you who don't know what haiku are, they're 17 syllables, traditional ones, beautiful Japanese art form, are only on nature. Non traditional ones are typically called senryu. Uh, Spoken word poets have kind of taken a little liberty with the senryus, and we make that on any subject. But it's still 17 syllables. Okay, so you'll hear me do some haiku, you'll hear me do kimisms, which are my sayings, and you hear me talk about a subject. So let's get to the subject at hand. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about how so many people have these calendars full of things, full of appointments, full of to dos, full of, uh, especially the creative folks, full of jobs, upcoming performances, things of that nature. And we have programmed ourselves to say that if we're busy, we're good. I'm going to say it again. We have programmed ourselves to say if we're busy, we're good. But are we? I'm asking a question. Are we? And the reason why I say no is because haiku. You have calendar fillers, not soul fulfillers. Schedule time with truth. And the reason why I say that is we think the blueprint to success is just keep going. Okay, I only got one show coming up, only got one audition coming up. I'm not doing enough. There's people out there who's done this, who's done that, but that's not your blueprint. What about your blueprint? Just because you have a calendar full of things from Monday through Saturday doesn't mean it's fulfilling. Doesn't mean it's what you're supposed to be doing. Are you just filling up your calendar so you can say you're doing something, or are you doing what you're really supposed to be doing? Again, are you filling up your calendar with stuff you're supposed to be doing? Or are you just filling up your calendar so you can say you have stuff to do? There's a difference. And if you don't recognize the nuance between those two, you'll be stuck running around trying to say, but I got 5 things on my calendar. My week is full. What is it full of? What is it full of? And then on top of that, we don't take a pause. Kimism, my sayings. A pause is not a punishment. I don't know who need to hear that. A pause is not a punishment. You resting and taking care of your mental, physical, and spiritual health is not a punishment. You scheduling time with nothing to do but sleep, rest, and self care is not a punishment. It's not optional either. Because eventually the body's going to do, it's going to get what it needs. And then your calendar is not going to be relevant. So, why is it that you think your calendar is more important than your mental health? Yeah, I'm pausing for a reason. I'm waiting for you to answer in your head. Or if you're on YouTube, you can hopefully answer in the comments. You have let this for some people it's a hustle mentality, for others it's a booking mentality, for others it's a keep up with this person mentality. I saw them on this and they're doing this and I'm not doing enough and I'm always behind, and because you're comparing yourself against someone. And then there's that saying, comparison is the thief of joy. No, you're the thief of joy. You're the one doing the comparison. If you were walking in your path, what other people doing wouldn't affect you the way it is now. That's why some of you have these calendars full of things, full, and half of them you don't want to do. And I'm not saying don't get paid, because some of you will, take what I'm about to say and make it, Kim's talking about don't get paid. That's not what I said. And that is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is money is not a destination. It's a result of you going to the proper place. Let's say that again. Money, Kimism, money is not a destination. Some of you, that's really it. I'm getting paid, I'm going. And I get that. But sometimes you needed that time to develop your craft, to come up with a different way of doing things. Maybe to think outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you weren't supposed to be at that event. Maybe you weren't supposed to sing that song, make that painting, whatever it is. But we're so busy to get this money that we're forgetting our purpose. Again, I'm gonna say this again because I know some of you gonna come back with me. She said I'm not supposed to get paid. That is not what I'm saying. Everybody should be paid their worth. You should know what that is, and you should ask for it 1,000%, 100% of the time. No question on that. But if everything that you're doing is only guided by money, I'm asking you to say, where does your purpose fit in when money is your only purpose? Money can be a result of doing a good job. It can be the result of many things. It's not all evil, but when your consumption of it is everything, it becomes all evil. Are we hearing? Or right now, some of you are just too busy defending yourself. Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. Oh, she talking about being broke. I'm keeping my calendar full. Okay. But be careful of the destination you're reaching when you overlook your purpose. Be careful of the destination you're reaching when you don't focus in on your purpose. What is your purpose? I personally believe we have more than one. So, what are your purposes? And you'll see poets make up words that don't make logical sense or sound correct, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. If you have accepted something as something you're going to be in a part of, what is your purpose? We all have a finite time on this planet, in this life, in this body, in this soul. Soul, I believe, lives on, but that's a whole nother conversation. What is your purpose? If you've accepted something, what's your purpose in it? What are you trying to achieve? Is your calendar full of your purpose or things you just took because, well, they asked me and I'm going to do it anyway? Sometimes your no can be so powerful, but if you taught yourself not to use it. You don't have to be at every event. You don't have to say yes to everything. And that's perfectly okay. It's called boundaries. But you can't ask someone else to set your boundary. I said it. It's yours. Own up to your stuff. Now let's get back to that calendar. You look at your calendar, you got all this stuff you said yes to, you went from here to there, and instead of you taking ownership on you overbooking you, you're blaming the people you said yes to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm waiting for some truth. Hey, if you don't know me, you know I'm gonna speak some truth. Stop blaming the people you said yes to. You made that calendar. You said yes. Some of you, as soon as you hang up or sign that email off, you're like, I shouldn't have said yes. I don't know what. I don't know what I was thinking. Because you think no is a bad thing. No is not a bad thing. Let your yeses be yeses and your no's be no's. Be clear. Be concise. You have to have limits because the physical, mental, spiritual you needs attention too. But you're too busy trying to make some quota that you made up in your head. By the age I'm such and such, I should have this. By the age I'm such and such, I have that. I need to. You need to be complete at any age. You need to have a clear purpose or purposes at any age. If you say yes to any event or something you've been commissioned to do or etc., you should know why you said yes. And not just because, well, they need help or blah, blah, blah. You need help. You were not just put into this world to be the solution to somebody's problem. Did you hear me? You were not just born in this world to be the solution to someone else's problem. You are here to thrive. And you'll never thrive if you don't start pulling back and going, I go to this event every year, or I say yes to this particular thing every year, or I go to this family event every year, and I'm miserable. Then why are you going? Well, it's expected of me and blah, blah, blah. Life is expected of you. Growth is expected of you. You have all these expectations from other people. What about your expectations for yourself? Again, this is going to be a new way of thinking for some people because you kind of been programmed to pull back and think of everybody else, and you kind of like on the sideline going, I'll get in there eventually, or at a certain part of time, I'll get there, or when so-and-so gets a certain age, I'll get there, or all these things you've told yourself is when you have you time, so to speak. But you time starts today. It starts today. It starts today with you taking a realistic look at you for who you are and for who you aren't. You are not just a chemism. You are not just the sum of your mistakes. You're a whole human being. Stop letting people hold that mistake you made over your head. Take the mistake, look at it, break it down, learn from it. Now it's not a mistake, it's a lesson. But don't let someone hold something that you've done wrong or improperly or not with the best of care over your head. Break it down, make it a lesson so you can learn from it. And you also get to learn from them because someone who truly has your best interests at heart is not going to keep bringing up mistakes. They're going to keep bringing up stuff you did well too. Because again, you're a whole person. You're not just the sum of your mistakes. So if you find someone who only brings up the sum of your mistakes or every mistake and makes it your sum, then you know that their intention is poor. That's where your discernment comes in. That's where your thought process comes in. That's where you decide, does this person help me? Are they critiquing me? Because some of us, if someone says boo, it's attack. We need to stop that too. Everything is not an attack. Everything is not someone trying to come after you. Sometimes people are genuinely concerned. Discernment will help you decide which one that is. But just because they disagree with your path or don't understand where you're going to does not mean that they're the wrong person or they're coming after you or they're attacking you. With your discernment of yourself also comes your discernment of others. Be open to hearing real information because learning is something that never stops. We all can get better. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to learn. And no one should be above reproach, so to speak. Oh, you don't talk to me. You don't come to me about anything. I got this. Be open to it. It doesn't mean you follow it, but your openness to hear something may get you on a path closer to where you thought you wouldn't be. Now, if you hear the information and it's not for you, as that I don't know who wrote the saying, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, then let it fly. But your calendar and you overbooking yourself, or you thinking that if you only have one thing on your calendar for the month, you're slacking, you're not doing enough. Your mental health deserves an appointment. Your spiritual health deserves an appointment. You deserve chemism. You are worthy of your own time. You. You deserve some quiet time with you, some reflective time with you. So you don't keep just filling up your calendar to have things to do. You're actually filling up your calendar because it's going towards your purposes. The things you love, the things you were put here for, the things that make your heart and soul sing. So reevaluate yourself, give yourself time, and I will be here every second and third Sunday of the month. And I always like to end with a haiku. So here's a haiku punch for you. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. Here is my haiku. You were looking for someone powerful. I just showed you your mirror.